By the way, Mike Buzzelli.
By the way.
Welcome back to BURGH VIVANT. You have seen, by the way, meet Vera Stark.
By the way, meet Vera Stark.
At the Pittsburgh Playhouse. How was she?
Vera Stark's doing lovely.
Did you find her to be lovely and
yes,
cordial and exquisite? And
yes. Actually, Vera Stark and the play, by the way, Vera Stark, by the way, meet Vera Stark, is exquisite and lovely.
Oh.
Yes. Good. No, I have high praise for Maria becoates-bey. No, but Vera Stark was played by Maria becoates-bey. I have to say, the first half of this play is a madcap, crazy comedy. She, Maria becoates-bey, and her accomplice Lottie, played by Bria Walker, do this madcap Lucy and Ethel type thing that is the final scene of the first act. I never laughed so hard in my entire life.
Oh.
I know, high praise. Coming back from intermission, it's a different sort of play. It's sort of it goes in a different time.
Act 2 takes a different
time, place, and setting. Fun, but honestly, Act 1 is the funniest thing I've ever seen in a theater.
Wow. And it is a spoof on Hollywood.
Yes, 1930s. Correct? The first act is a spoof on 1930s Hollywood. Vera Stark is a black woman. So she's going after the part of the slave girl, which was unfortunately some of the only parts for African Americans in the 30s. Excellent performance. The entire cast, very good job. Jeff Howell plays 2 different parts, and he's a Howell. He makes me. Sorry, he made me laugh a lot. I have seen him a couple of times. He's a great guy. He did a fantastic job. He plays a character in the second act. It's kind of like a Mike Douglas 1970s talk show host guy. The second half is more of an exploration of 1930s Hollywood. It starts to comment on itself. And it's humorous and interesting and thought-provoking, but it's a different sort of play in the second half. As a matter of fact, it's a comment on a comment of itself because it becomes really meta because it's like you're in a present-day lecture and they're watching in 1973 clips of the television show that she's on, where she is now 60, 70 years old, but doing Vegas and being all.
Is that what we have to look forward to?
Oh, yeah. I already got my show for Vegas.
I watched Sunset Boulevard, and I just chuckle with glee because that's going to be me when I'm 65 years old.
It was written by a woman named Lynn Nottage. It was directed by
Tomé Cousin.
Tomé Cousin. And they did a fantastic job. I would recommend this play. I liked that it was funny, but it had some meat to it, so that you did leave there going, oh, I never thought of how hard it would be to work in 1930s Hollywood.
Well, like I said, you and I know firsthand how hard it is.
There you go. There's a bunch of other people I want to mention. True Verrett Fleming played the first love interest. By the way, it was a mixed media show. A little decoupage, a little construction paper, a little. Yes. No. Oh, that's not going to help.
I would have liked to have seen that.
No. He played the love interest. They show a clip of him. So there's like a couple of film clips intertwined with the story. So it's a big production for the little theater. It's the studio theater, the little one downstairs. Yeah. True Verrett Fleming, very fun. Plays 2 different parts, 2 wildly different roles. Him and Jeff Howell from the second act. Oh my God, very funny. I did neglect to mention Kelly Trumbull, who is sort of the antagonist.
Top 3 reasons to see this show.
Madcap comedy. Deeper, darker truth about old Hollywood system and what it's like to be a minority. The second reason I would say would be Hollywood history from the point of view of an insider yet outsider. And I would go for the performances. They are terrific, even when they're being over the top. Andy Kirtland plays a rock and roll guy that's just also hilarious. Let's use the word zany, madcap, but thoughtful, truthful intention about what is going on in the system and how it's still hard for minorities today in a way.
I'm still listening to Fanny Bryce and Fibber McGee on the radio.
From the old radio back then.
This is Jack Benny saying, by the way, meet Vera Stark at the Pittsburgh Playhouse.
By the way, meet Vera Stark.
No.
Who played the part of... Wait a minute, I'm going to say that again.
Vera Stark?
Yes, Vera Stark. No, I was going to say...
But, for someone like me who loves old Hollywood,
you would love this show, really.
Yeah. Why did I not go? I need to go.
Because I went.
I want to go. I want to see it.
Oh, yeah, no.
But you know me, I'll be there smoking a cigarette. That's not how it was! Well, I mean, and this is something you and I remember very well. I mean, being ourselves stock players in the studios in the 30s, we know how it was. And you remember, Jack Warner, who I was having an affair with at the time,
of course,
said, not only will I never work in this town again, but he said, you'll never work in this country again.
And that's why we had to do stuff in Germany.
Look at me now, yeah.
There are black television shows and white television shows. There aren't that many mixed cast ones. The mixed cast ones are usually produced by Tyler Perry, right? You see more...
I don't watch any TV.
Maria Becoates-bey, great, excellent performance in both halves. She gives yikes. She gives it a fantastic performance.
Get some on your...
Oh my, that's good gin. Anyway, we...
This is why we rarely see you outdoors.
Running around, going...
By the way, Hattie McDaniel.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
My favorite part of Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
Actually, another one of my favorites in that period was Louise Beavers in Imitation of Life.
Oh, right.
There were two versions. I like the Claudette Colbert.
Oh, the Claudette Colbert. Yes, that's with the Beavers. Those German stuff.
But it was the war, darling. You remember the war. It was in all the papers.